Hey, hey, welcome back to another episode of the Girl Be Free podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan, where I'm going to inspire and motivate you to show up for yourself. So, this week, I want to follow up from last week's episode, which was titled Owning Your Story. And I received a lot of feedback from you guys. So, thank you so much for listening, for shooting me a DM on IG, sending me an email, all that jazz has been really phenomenal. So, thank you so much. And the reason that I want to follow up because something that came up, someone sent me a DM sharing how she had a fear of telling her story because she didn't want to feel like she was exposing herself. And when she sent that, I'm like, oh girl, don't I know how that feel like oh so well. I'm actually in that space in this very moment. If you've been following me on IG or Facebook, and if you're not, you totally should be, I've been sharing some very personal thoughts as well as in my weekly newsletter. So you can subscribe to my newsletter at befreeproject.com/newsletter. I'll drop that in the show notes for you. But I've been sharing some really personal thoughts straight from my heart, and I definitely can relate to feeling exposed. I've also been working with a coach for about a month or so, and we have been working through some stuff. And again, some of the stuff that has come up with her, I felt very exposed about the things that I was sharing. And it made me want to go inward and just be by myself because that's how I'm used to handling things, especially with me being an only child. I had a tendency of when I was in my feelings or feeling emotional, like I would just want to be by myself. But what I'm learning through the work that I'm doing with my coach and just the inner work that I'm doing, period, is that silence and holding stuff inside is getting me nowhere, absolutely nowhere. And if I really want to be free and I really want to live life fully, then I am going to have to release myself from some of the things that have been holding me hostage. And so I've been very intentional about sharing some very personal thoughts lately. And again, it's simply to free myself and release the shame and guilt so that I can be more vulnerable and transparent and connect with my audience. Like that is the purpose. And I wasn't expecting the feedback that I've been receiving. Honestly, I didn't expect that at all. But what you ladies have been sharing with me is that first of all, so many of you guys are thanking me for sharing. I've also received some comments like it takes so much growth and vulnerability to share the stuff that you're sharing, or how your boldness has impacted my life. Or this one lady shared how I helped her release anger and hurt, and she now has a peaceful mind after listening to my podcast and me going live on IG. Like her life is different now. And one lady even shared this morning how she was able just to release all of this stuff that she had kept bottled up inside, and she just wants to be free. And she thanked me so much for showing up because it challenged her to look within. And so, again, my intention with sharing these very personal things about myself in my newsletter and on social, again, was to free myself and to continuously heal. But I had no idea the response that I was going to get from everyone that's connected to Be Free Project and Girl Be Free. And I just want to talk about exposure because that is a real feeling. I think I shared on the podcast, I can't recall, but I had shared something really personal with my coach. And that next day, I was like, what did you just do? What did you share? What did you say? Why did you do that? And I started crying. And instead of letting my thoughts go all over the place, I said, let me send her an email and let her know how I feel. And I did that. And what I realized is that what I was experiencing or what I was feeling in that moment was tied to my childhood. And I had to release that so that way I couldn't carry that shame and guilt anymore. And so what I'm doing now is I'm acting very quickly because and I shared this on social the other day, is that When you've been stuck for a very long time in your life, and then you get to this space where you just want to be free and you're walking in your purpose and you're doing this amazing work and you know that you're doing exactly what you've been called to do, you understand that you don't have time to waste and that you have to grow quickly. And so that's the space that I'm in. And I even coined this year of 2019 as my year of, or excuse, yeah, because I just had my birthday last week, but this new season, this last year of my 30s, is my season of healing and growing on a deeper level. And so you're going to hear me talk a lot about shame and guilt, and I'm going to be exposing and sharing even more of myself. And it's not to let people all up in my business, but more so that I can serve my audience, so I can connect with you in a deeper way, so I can share my truth. And in exchange, you'll hear something that will make you feel like you're not alone, and you will begin to show up in your own life and do the inner work. I will say that this space that I'm in, it is a little scary. I'll be totally honest with you, um, because and I'll just say specifically with sharing this on social media, like it's different when you write it in a newsletter and it goes out and it's like, okay, whoever decides to respond, that's cool. But when I share it on social with an image and the feedback is instant, right? So people are liking and they're commenting. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, I wonder if people are going to judge me. I wonder if people are going to criticize me. I wonder if I share too much. And then the DMs start coming, or the comments start coming, or the emails. And I'm like, oh, I need to share this. Because as I share, then I'm helping another woman be free in her own life in ways that she didn't even realize that she was stuck. So when it comes to exposing yourself, when you have the right intention in mind, and when you heal from your from the things that have kept you stuck, it is, I believe, it is your right or your obligation. It is your obligation to share your story, because now you can help somebody else on the journey so they don't have to maybe go through what you went through, or it won't take them as long as it took you to get to the place that you're at. So I love that I just been receiving so much positive feedback. And it's been so beautiful that you ladies are showing me, or excuse me, you're sharing with me that you too can relate. Like maybe not the exact thing that has happened to me, but in some way, shape, or form, you can relate. And that is just me freeing myself so I can free the next woman on the journey. And I am willing to be uncomfortable, to expose myself, to let go of the shame and all of the mess that, I've been carrying. I'm willing to walk away from that and let that go in order to help you grow. That is my purpose. I am here to be a light and empower other women to be free. And that means that I first have to free myself. And the more free I become, the lighter I get, the more work I can do, the bigger impact I can make, simply because I decided to free myself from thoughts and feelings that no longer serve me. So that is my intention. That is my purpose. That is my mission, to continue to share and be vulnerable and be transparent and be as authentic as I can be in order to help my audience grow. I'll do that each week on this podcast. I'll do it on social media and my newsletters. When you meet me and connect with me in real life, you're going to get the most authentic, transparent, vulnerable side of me. In this way, as I am healing, as I am growing, as I am making this impact and leveling up in my business, I get to take other women who are on the journey too. I get to take you guys along with me, and you get to share your stories, and then we're all growing together, and it's such a beautiful experience. So I thank you for allowing me to free myself. I thank you for the every single comment, every single like, every single email, all of that, like the words that you're sharing with me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, because again, this is not easy, but it's worth it, and it's for a bigger purpose. So thank you. Um, Enrollment, again, I've been talking about this for a few weeks now, is open for the Master Your Mind Bootcamp. And this is for women who feel like their cup is full to the brim and you're trying to figure out, how do I let go or pour out some of the stuff so I can make me a priority? The limited beliefs that you've been holding on for way too long are not serving you, and they're causing you to carry shame and carry guilt and resentment and frustration and anxiety. Like you're carrying all of this heaviness. And I want to teach you how to let it go in my step by step process on what I did to transform my mind to get to where I'm at today and even where I'm going. And so it's a 6 week group coaching program. Classes start on April 9th. Enrollment is open. There's a payment plan option for you if you need that. I am ready to help you transform your mind so you can transform your life. And in that 6 weeks, you get 3 weeks of lessons and then 3 weeks of office hours slash hot seat, which that means every week when we get our lesson, the following week you'll be in a hot seat where you can talk about what has held you back, what has kept you stuck, and we can work through it together. You'll have community support and accountability, and you'll have a workbook to go along with the program. It's 6 weeks, they will go fast. This is your opportunity to take a chance on yourself and show up in a bigger way. Do not, do not let this moment pass by. Like, take action for once and make you a priority. You can sign up at masteryourmindbootcamp.com. If you have any questions, concerns, shoot me an email at hello@befreeproject.com. Again, make sure you're on my newsletter list. I'll put that link in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Please continue to share this work on your social media platforms, sharing it with your girlfriends. One lady told me she had played my podcast for her girls' night. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So thank you so much for that. Continue to share. Tag me either using the Girl Be Free podcast hashtag on IG or Be Free Project. Either or, I will see it. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. And until next time, girl, be free.